New Kingston from the new album Come From Far, and now I'm delighted to welcome to the show a member of the band, New Kingston. How's it going?
All is well. Thank you for having us.
No problem. So what can you tell us about the new album?
The new album, A Kingston Story, Come From Far, is our 4th studio album, and I think this is our greatest one yet, in my personal opinion. You know, this album is a story about what we've been through in our lives. You know, Come From Far, the title track on the album, is kind of like the thesis, or like the subject of the album, in terms of, we're saying, look how far we've come in life, but look how much further we have to go. And that's pretty much the topic of the entire album.
Yeah, I mean, I first heard of you in 2014, actually, Your Turn to Cry. I mean, that was a fantastic song. I mean, you still play it today, still sounds fantastic.
Oh, thank you very much, man. I appreciate that.
So, where did you record the album?
We actually recorded the album in our studio, Kingston Studios in Brooklyn, New York. We create all our own music. This is actually the first album that we had complete control over in terms of creative process, and me and my brothers and I. Well, I should actually go there first. The band is comprised of me, my 2 brothers, and my father, and we played drum, bass, keyboard, guitar, and we actually played all the music on the album, and it was produced by one of our family friends, like my uncle, Fabian Cook. So, yeah, we pretty much created this whole project ourselves.
So what was the process like? I mean, how long did it take you to make the album?
I can't really say, you know, I don't know the exact length it took, because, you know, music is this, I feel like I'm creating music at this moment, you know. You'll probably say something to me that will end up in our next album, you know, so I don't know if I would count this time into then, you know. But for this particular album, if I had to put a cap on it, maybe like a year, you know, in terms of, like, first making the skeletons and then writing the lyrics, and then, you know, it goes through a lot of processes of, like, alteration, and, you know, people saying, like, yo, that one line, maybe we should change it or add a little different guitar riff here, because we're very detailed. You know, we like everything clean, you know, and precise as possible, because nothing's perfect, but, you know, we try to keep it as clean and neat as possible, musically, lyrically, and just, we try to be polished.
So the album's out now, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It came out August 25th, so it's pretty brand spanking new still.
Yeah, and it sounds fantastic. So are you over here in the UK at the moment?
No, we actually were just in the UK for about a month. We did we did a lot of shows all over. We did a tour with the Skins. We did a few shows with Collie Buds. And this was actually the first time we got to see a lot of places. I won't say the UK, because I heard that's incorrect. We did a tour in England, right? That's more correct, right? Because UK, we didn't go to, like, Ireland and Wales and all those places. So we did 15 dates in England. So it was nice to see, like, Leamington Spa and just some places that I heard are more like only local people go there. You know what I mean? We didn't just do London and Manchester and those places.
You saw the sights, then?
We saw the sights, exactly. We got to go to some real England places.
Great. Well, we hope you'll be back here. I missed you. That's a shame.
Definitely. We'll be back. We'll be back for sure.
Great. So who are some of the singers that you look up to yourself?
Singers, I would have to say, man, I'm more of a band guy myself. I never really looked at too many singers in particular. Like, I mean, I love Dennis Brown. I love Luciano, you know. But band-wise, I'm more like a Steel Pulse guy, you know, Oswald, Third World, because we're a band, you know. I love Morgan Heritage too, you know. Like, I like to see full musicianship on stage when a guy like Bob Marley, with guitar, singing, full band and everything like that, you know. So I'm well versed, man. I can go into different genres too, but I don't even want to go there because that might be an all-day topic to talk about, you know?
Yeah.
But I have love for every musician out there.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? I mean, there's so many great singers from the past and today you could choose. I mean,
Exactly.
So, with the new album, I'm going to play another track from the album. What track would you like me to play?
Well, you played "Come From Far" already. I heard that one, right?
Yeah.
You can play the second track, "Honorable and the Beast." I like that one.
Honorable and the Beast. Okay, yeah. That's got a lot of hits on the internet, so it can't be that bad.
I hope not.
No, I'm sure it's fantastic. So with this new album, what is it like with the process of making an album?
Well, I'm fortunate that in the creation process I get to do it with my brothers. So it's not as if we have to go into somebody else's studio and we're under some type of time frame where it's like, yo, you got to pay for this studio time and get out by this time and stuff like that. So we get to sit down and, hold a little meditation and just really let the vibes flow. You know what I mean? So a lot of times it may just be me, so I play the keyboard. I may just get up and say, yo, give me a track, yo. Put it at like this tempo, and I'll just start playing something. Chum, 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 chum. And then I'll just sit down. And then one of my other brothers will get up and say, all right, I'm going to add something to that right now. And then maybe somebody will pick up a bass or somebody will pick up a guitar and just boom, boom, boom. And then it just keeps flowing from there. And, then we might erase everything and then have a brand new idea altogether based off of that one introductory idea. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so you start with a melody.
Melody, bass line. I mean, everything is a melody, Everything is a melody. Like, the sound of your hands clapping could be a melody, So it's just somebody needs to put that initial idea down where the album was built off of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's nice that it's a relaxed atmosphere, because a lot of the time when you hear bands, they're making an album, it's like, oh, you got to get it done, you got to finish it, but especially with reggae, you need to be chilled out, don't you?
Most definitely. It's a vibe. It's always a vibe. A vibe that can't be forced either, That's why me and my brothers, we take our time and we make our music, because when people hear it, I want them to hear quality, I don't want them to be like, oh, this sound rushed, or they could have did this, or they just, double that one part and they didn't really put any thought into it, Like this album, A Kingston Story, to me, it's almost like it's one long song, but in the most non-boring way possible. You know what I mean? Because it's a story where when I play it for people, I want them to listen from track 1 to the final track. You can't really, take out songs by itself until you listen to it from 1 to 9.
So this would be perfect as an LP then, really? Exactly.
That's what it is. It's a project, We didn't just make different songs and put it together as a compilation. This is like one. It's a project.
It all flows together nicely.
Yes, indeed.
So have you got a mixture in this album? Is there ballads and faster songs and?
Definitely. There's actually a song, if you have time, I would love for you to play it as well, too. It's called Agape. That's the song that's actually doing pretty well for us right now. It's like a love song. And, it's pretty self-explanatory when you listen to it. It's just saying, don't give up on love, And love is many things, What you love can be many things. So, it's just us telling people, don't give up on love.
I might play both, actually. Let's hear Honourable and the Beast first, and then we'll get the other one on. Thanks a lot for joining us on the show. It's been great to talk to you.
All right. Thank you for having us, man. I appreciate it.